This is Sparta!
Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are in Geronimo with the 105 equipped, which means try-hard mode, right? You know me. You know me. Even try-hard mode for me is worse than most people. Well, okay, maybe not, but you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we're on Corellia. And we spawned in the north, which means I'm going to burn over to the left. Now, first thing I notice is they have two light tanks. We have two light tanks. Their two light tanks are in a party, which means they're probably going to be together. They're Brazils, which isn't necessarily the most dangerous light tank, but still don't want to really get in a fight with them. So I'm going to push over to the left side, get into a decent spot to spot, and preferably not get spotted and be allowed to actually sit back and snipe. A Spartan, you're in a light tank. What are you sniping for? Just give it time. I like to snipe in my light tank until late game. Because, and he's behind the ridge line, can't really do much there, but I should be able to see all the way down to that corner, so anybody else that comes out could potentially get ruined. And as you can see on the map, they've got some heavy tanks going to the north. So, we might have to check out that side of the map. Considering we ain't really... Oh, hello. As soon as I say that. And shot. Oh, just derps a little short. Not the best accuracy at range. Which, again, kind of justifies the whole, Spartan, why are you sniping in a light tank? It's okay. It's basically a time killer while spotting. That way I don't go out and get myself killed immediately. That's all I'm doing. Just protected myself until later. Because if I don't, I have a tendency to run straight out, find the enemy, and die. And so, I'm training myself. Be a little more patient early on in the match. And then use your mobility and your ability to get out and murder people later. Now, the Wizzy 111 5A bounces that round pretty easily. It went just a little to the left of where I was aiming. Instead of going through the drive wheel and tracking him in place, it kind of just sat there. Now, as soon as he backs off, and I know he's the only one there, I go ahead and start pushing up. We've got guys here on the hill, and we have the medium tank that got up there early. And he's in an interesting spot. I've never actually seen anybody climb up there before, but this Action X is not going to last very long. I initially auto-lock him, and then I just get close to the mountain, so I ain't got to worry about artillery. I back up, and we're just going to farm him for damage. At least as long as he allows us to. He gets nailed. Come on, back off, Centurion. I want to shoot you again. Never mind. Never mind. Now, here's where I almost make a mistake. I see the light tanks are at our base, but they're surrounded by 4 tanks, plus the RD. Well, actually, 5 tanks plus the RD. So I come back up here. We find a VTU. So we put a round on him. We back off. Just preserving our hit points, and we want to get closer to the mountain because, again, I'm getting that arty tingling feeling, and I don't like that. So anytime I get to protect myself from artillery, I try to make sure that's what I do. As the artillery defends himself with a nice shotgun there, which you gotta love. So both their light tanks are already dead. That's what I try to avoid in my light tanks, because as somebody who plays a lot of tank destroyers, heavy tanks, medium tanks not so much because you can do your own spotting, but tank destroyers, heavy tanks, artillery, there is nothing more awesome than having late game spotting. It's just not. Having the mobility to run around and see people late game, and then if you have them singled out, which a lot of times people are, you know, they get caught out by themselves, then you can actually do quite a lot of damage that way. And that's kind of what I do here. So, the Wizzy 111 5A not going to come out. So, we come back over, and we start farming a chieftain from across the map, because sniping with a light tank, it works. Who'd have thunk it? And down he goes. 161 damage to finish him off. That first hit, though, 460 damage, was it? Good lord, that was a high roll. Then we finish off the E4, getting 2 kills in a row. Are we going to find somebody else to kill to get us that Hand of God? Nope, he's full health. We bounce off of him. The E4, though, gets a nice shot on him. But we don't get the assisted for that. It's a shame. But we put another round on him and unfortunately completely missed him. I don't know if that round hit something before it got to him because it looked good. But for whatever reason, it just like, nope, sorry, you don't get it. And then I see a waffle. So, auto-lock a waffle, 385. Aim on a chieftain, 460. Seems legit. Now, I don't want to pull out too quickly. I know, phrasing. But we're just going to take what these squishy tanks give us. The AMX 5100 over there. Lightly armored heavy tank. Easy damage. Just auto-locking him from range and putting it on him. And then we're going to easily come over the hill and almost screwed the pooch there. That was almost terrible. We auto-locked the T-30 for good measure. Never actually intending on going after the T-30 here because he hits really hard and I got people behind me. But we do know that there's artillery up here and I want to get the Artie off the board. So, wait for it. Hello, Artie. What? Luckily, he just fired. He killed another person, which is why I want him dead. But because I saw him fire, it's just drive straight at him and don't worry. Just don't allow him to ram you. Now, the last of their two heavy tanks climbed the hill behind us, which means it was a very good idea for us to get out of there. And right now, I'm talking to the E4. I'm like, dude, just stay alive, man. I'm going to come up behind them. It'll be great. Just back off the ridge line if you have to. Let the other people have a chance to shoot him. Unfortunately, the E4 does go down. But he had a pretty solid game, I believe. I could be wrong. Right now, we're at 2,800 damage with 1,000 assisted. And these guys are kind of pushing down. Now, watch this engagement here. He just fired, which means free shot. Straight through the drive wheel, tracking him in place. He fixes it immediately. Okay, so there goes his repair kit, right? He fires again, right around the corner. This time he doesn't give us the drive. Yes, he does. And he turns broadside on, allowing us to ammo rack him as well. So we tracked him, we ammo racked him, and he's dead. Thank you, Artie. Now, this is not what I had in mind. He stops in, like, the perfect place here to keep a light tank from being able to sit on a side because the physics just don't like me. They just don't. But it's fine because we're about to shoot him again. Yeah, there we go. Got our first pin on him, and now he's dead. If only I had aimed that first shot, I probably would have had over 4,000. Well, I would have had over 4,000 damage that game. But we ended up with 3,900 damage and 1,650 plus 3 kills and top of the leaderboard. So, if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.